Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to another See Your Soul 3 Revolution with me, Lee. Some for me, some for you. One thing I've learned, got to keep the incense away from the camera because it distorts the video. Very strange how this works. Anywho, this is going to be a general message for the collective. So it's all signs, all right? Let's get to it. We're going to use a pagan deck. Leans more towards Celtic roots. I'm not Celtic, I'm not Irish, but I take on I like to learn different parts. I like to learn different aspects of spirituality within different cultures, religions. That's where I connect with it. And then we're going to also this part's going to be more of an intuitive read, psychic intuitive read. This is a Mayan deck. And then we will ask the vintage wisdom deck. We'll get some advice on that, okay? So let's begin. I'm already starting to channel. I'm hearing some names. I'm hearing Dennis, Donna, Devin, Darren, Donald, and I'm hearing Sherry, Sharon. I'm hearing Haley. I'm hearing Melissa. I'm hearing Mel. I'm hearing Smith. Arctic. Something might be going on in the Arctic. I'm also hearing close your circle. Not everyone that you think is your friend is your friend. Then I heard Gemini after that. So if you're a Gemini and that has resonated with you, then just know that's extra confirmation that there's more messages in this reading for you. Doesn't mean you have to be a Gemini. It's just I'm channeling. When I open to channel, I open to channel. But let's begin. I've already prayed and meditated on the cards. But just as an extra precaution, I feel it necessary to say this today. And I don't normally do this, but no negative energy sent to my channel in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I rebuke it. And I also rebuke it in the name of my collective. Negative energy, you cannot stay. Negative energy, you will go away. I return to sender from whence it came. Return to sender. Anything that was meant sent, put on negatively onto my collective or me. Return to sender. Return to sender. So it is. So mote it be. Go back. Get back, demons. Let's get into it. Spirit, what are we starting with? For those of you that are new to the channel, when I say spirit, that's my higher self, my subconscious. I communicate with my subconscious, to which I call spirit. Some spiritualists do. I'm one of those spiritualists that do. Okay. We're talking about self, guys. Let's get into it. Show me for self, spirit, for the collective. Beautiful. We're starting something new. Your spirit is starting something. I'm getting intuitive hits. Birds. Whoa, this one wants to come out. Wow. Some of you might be a fire sign. You don't have to be, but I have Leo and Sagittarius in the house. Birds might be of significance to you. Also berries, red berries, these little bird berries. Now, I don't know about you guys, but where I'm from, these little berries, they look like the berries. They look like cherries here, because they are, I think. Yeah, they are cherries. But where I'm from, those berries just reminded me of something of a berries where I'm from, where my dad taught me, because my dad's an outdoorsman, hunter. Anyway, it's something about berries that are like these berries where I'm from that remind these cherries in here, but they remind me of berries where I'm from, to where they are okay for birds to eat, but we're not. But if we eat them, we can get sick. It's poison. It's something like that. What's going on? Something about cherries too. I'm also hearing March, over the sunset. So it's like you're opening up self. What is this? Some of you are coming towards the village of yourself. You're starting something over in a brand new way. Your spirit itself is trying to lead you into something that you're very passionate about, but it's within yourself. Clarify this for them. Something's coming in slow and steady, guys. Something that you've been working on. This is a new rendition to yourself. You're redefining who you are. Why did I say rendition? A new thing of an old way. Not a copied style. That's what I'm hearing. They're also showing me the color purple, and they're showing me like a ribbon. I don't know if that has significance. Some of you may have a purple heart. You might be veterans, something like that. But I need to clarify because I'm confused. Spirit. Also, sunsets are significant. There's a village too. Something about a village community. You're starting over within yourself. Birds are messages. Birds are messengers. But what? Birds of a feather flock together. You're finding your own. You're finding who your tribe is within your own community because you found yourself. And birds of a feather do flock together. And it's okay to have pigeons with seagulls and doves, because within each of those tribes are the birds of a feather that flock together. So thank you, Spirit. So the message is, no matter who you are, where you came from, all walks of life. You could be somebody that was in I'm using these as examples, like public assistance to somebody that's living in a mansion, right? But two different lifestyle and everything in between. Two different lifestyles, but your hearts align, your values align, your morals align. It's something like that. It's birds of a feather that flock together, all walks of life. We look at it, who we are from within. Something about cherries, and they're telling me the pit, the pit, the pit. Sometimes the cherries are sweet but don't bite into the pit. It's hard. You could break a tooth. Okay, but it's also saying some of you have learned a lesson within yourself, that even though something may look scrumptious and yummy and beautiful like this cherry, you don't want to bite into it because you might hit the seed and break a tooth. So it's not always good for you to jump into something, right? But it's also the bird thing. Remember I was saying about that berry where I'm from that it reminded me of? It's something like not all that glitters is gold. So it may look good, doesn't mean it's good for you. There's something about messages though too, guys. Spirit, clarify, what is this combo for the collective? You got the Hanged Man that came out. You're sacrificing something. You're waiting. The uncertainty. You feel like there might be a lack of direction, but really you're just gaining a new perspective and you're contemplating. So the Hanged Man purposely stays like this, puts himself up there and hangs from there on purpose. Hangs right from there on purpose. And he will stay there until he gets the information that he needs, until he sees the perspective in the way that he needs to. And he will stay there until he's made his decision. And the affirmation, I surrender to the present moment. What else do we have? Yeah, it's like looking at something in a new way. You may need to like surrender something, let go of control. Maybe you need to look at something from a different perspective and embrace a new way of thinking. Not everyone is as evil as you've encountered. People want to, this is also, some of you might be a Piscean. You don't have to be. You might be a Pisces, but you don't have to be. You might be a life path 1, a life path 2, or a life path 3, or the number 12 is significant to you. You could have been born in December. There's something coming because the time period on this, on this card, this Piscean card, is February 20th to March 20th. If this has to do with like an answer that you are making for yourself with regards to love, you need to surrender and release If you are if you're trying to gain perspective when it has to do with career, you need to reflect to get a new perspective. If this has anything to do with like finance, as in volunteerism, as in giving, as in charity, charitable giving is good right now. There is some sacrifice that you need to make. How does this all tie into them though? How it all ties into you is you need to look at something in a new way. Your spirit is trying to lead you into a new direction, into something new. Look at that Ace of Wands and all right, so when we put it like this, they're looking at each other, right? The King of Wands, looking at a new beginning, right? That this is just the masculine energy of the spirit in this way, in this read, right? You're going somewhere, but you need to gain a new perspective with community. You need to get a new perspective with community, with your tribe, right? Slow and steady wins the race. This is the only Knight I trust in any of my decks, period, point blank. Also, this is the Knight of Wands. I thought it was the King of Wands, but it's the Knight of Wands. My bad. This is the only Knight I trust in any deck anyway, because that's why you need to gain new perspective. Because you're starting over in something that you're passionate about, right? But sometimes what happens is the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, as fast as he goes in, is as fast as it comes and goes. So that's why the Piscean energy was here for you to slow it down and look at something in a new way. Don't just rush through the village or the community to start something over. Take your time. Look at something in a new way. You don't have to just pop out for moments. Something like that. Slow and steady wins the race. The only Knight I trust in any deck, because it is slow, it is steady. When it gets there, though, this is a solid commitment and an offer in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Business, finance, career, love, platonic, social, family, friends, whatever. Endeavor, something. You're going to be working with others. Three of Pentacles. This is collecting, collaborating, but look. And you may all be different, but you're the same where it matters the most. Cranes might be of significance to you. Stork. Some of you might be pregnant or trying to get pregnant. If so, if you're trying to get pregnant, this is a favorable time for you. Others of you, this is also saying it's an abundant time on a financial, and to work, you're going to work well with others. There's a sage in the house too. A sage in the house. Sage in the house. Sage in the house. Some of you might, along Sagittarius energy. What is Sagittarius? What do we know about Sagittarius? You're the house of the ancestors. Well, it's the house of higher knowledge, higher learning. Well, part of higher learning are your ancestors. Me as a personal reader, right? That's how I look at it. Not everyone does, but I do, because higher knowledge, you get the information from your ancestors. Some of you pay attention to your dreams. I guess we're doing a channeling session. I'm channeling, that's what's happening. What does this have to do with their self, though, Spirit? You need to be more confident within yourself, because you're trying to start something over, but you need to understand that you have to look at something in a new way, because you can't do everything on your own. You've done that. Up to this point, that's all you've done. You really do, you feel like you have to do everything alone or on your own, because that's what you've always done. And maybe you feel like also that by allowing others into your life, it's only ever caused you chaos before. And it brought you down. It made you to have to start over and over and over. But those were the wrong people. That's why you're smarter now. How do I mean that? You've learned the lessons. Life is two things, guys. Lessons and blessings. Sometimes one, sometimes both. Not always in that order, right? And lessons are just the long way to a blessing, right? So it's the positive way to look at it. Lessons aren't always fun. They're really not, right? That's why they're lessons. But what we do is we take those lessons and we apply them in the future and in the present. So those lessons turn into blessings, because we will skip over bullshit. We won't have to put up with it. Something's coming to you. Also, if this has to do with finances, you're coming into some money. It's been slow and steady. Some of you, I'm hearing Scorpio right now. So this is for Scorpio specifically. Okay, no. This is for everyone, but Scorpio specifically, if there's Scorpios watching this message is specifically for you to tune into. But this message is for whoever it resonates for, regardless of your sign, right? I'm reading for a lot of people, a lot of different energies. So What this is saying is that you are going to be moving into something that you're extremely passionate about. And you're trying to figure something out, but to know that it does take a village. So it's something with collaborating with others. It's also a new business endeavor that's going to bring you a lot of financial abundance, period, point blank. That's what we got. Yup. Keep going. Now Leo's in the house. Look, with the sun. Leo energy, happy times ahead. It's happiness, it's success and everything. It's optimism. It's like vitality, joy, it's like confidence, truth. It's the brightest card in the deck. It's fixed energy too. It is so happy. It is, I am filled with energy and vitality. That's the affirmation for that. Wow, this is really beautiful, guys. Let's see what the Mayans have to say. Let's harness the Mayans. Spirit, I call on to my ancestors right now for the next two reads with the Mayan and the wisdom deck. Show me, ancestors, what you want me to say to my collective. I'm not going to read from the book with this deck. I'm going to intuitively read it, which I can say that the Mayans are really good at pictures and you know, it's psychic intuitive. Okay, so this is number, what is this? 5, 10, 11. Number 11. Dissonance. Some of you, angel number is 11 too. That's a good number right now. And then we have manifestation, 10. You're manifesting. What do you mean by dissonance? What do they have to do? Okay, show me. Because how I'm seeing it is you've closed something and something is starting over too with the 11, right? But it's like closed, but it's starting over too. And because you're manifesting something, language of light. Wow. And then you have Edsnab, one of the gods are here. Realm shift is here too. You're manifesting something. Some of you may be highly spiritual, and the language of light is the language of love. Look, this is all like the negative space. Not negative as in a bad way, but it's all the space that you can manifest from. You take the idea. Here's you. There's the imagination. You take the idea from the imagination, you bring it into the real world. There's the seed, you plant it. It's like that. What is dissonance doing here? Show me. Power. Your dissonance, you have the power. For what? You have the power and the beauty. Spirit saying one more for that. And that creates into, oh yes, okay. The dissonance. So here we go. Look, power could be one of these lines. Beauty, another one of these lines. Then you bring in your intuition here. It's not beauty, it's beauty within self, not the external, but it's within self. It's how you view life. And you're bringing in the power of yourself, the beauty of the world, and your intuition. And you're creating something. Perception. You're bringing something together. The nature. I heard the nature of the crime, because the punishment doesn't always fit the crime. Reevaluate things and you'll know more. I hope that made sense. All right. What else do we have? We have Lamat here and Ebb. Wow. This has to do with night and day. Resolution of duality. Wow, look. Night and day, like I said. And then resolution of duality. The night, the day, right? It's two different parts, but it's like the world is still here. But when it's night, it's a little bit darker, and it's you're drawing on a different power. When it's daytime, you see the beauty loud and clear, right? But you need both night and day for the intuition, your brain. because the resolution of duality, you are resolving something. Triangles may be of significance to some of you, doesn't have to be. There's a game changer that's going on, guys. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's see if we have any final thoughts. I just heard use the wisdom deck, so that's what I'm going to do, which is this one. And we'll use the Celtic too. Show me for final thoughts for my collective. New beginnings. Wow. That's what the Ace of Wands is. It's wrapping around. The Ace of Wands means new beginnings. And then you actually have it here. What else? Reflection and enchantment. Wow. Do you remember when we saw the Piscean energy, the Hanged Man? Well, that is reflection. It's reflecting so that you can be, so you reflect so you can perceive something in a different way. Sorry, guys, it's so hot in here. The heat's on. It's just hot. I got the window open too, but it's hot. And then enchantment, I would say would go with the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands in its own right is an enchantment. It's a very passionate energy. It's very fun. It's creative. It is in, it's out. It's like enchanting with what you're doing. I'm hoping that this makes sense. Please hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know if this reading resonates. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out. The intuition is back out. Power is back out, and beauty. You have protection from your whole spirit team and your ancestors. Look, your shadow self. Some of you have had to take a deep dive into yourself, and you have done that. Crows may be of significance, but this is nighttime too. You have a lot of protection because you chose to dive into yourself. Something new is coming out of it. You can't go back to how you were because you changed. So even if you wanted to, you're just unable to because you're wide awake and well aware now. And so any choices that you make right now are all conscious. No matter what we tell our mind, once we know to know, it's a conscious choice after that. We are only innocent once. That's what I got for you guys. I hope that this reading resonates. Please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.